Very good evening to all of you, and I extend a warm welcome to all the students who have joined this class. I hope my screen is visible to you all, and my voice is also very clearly audible to all. Anybody can just respond to this point, like whether I am audible and the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I am Dr. M.B. Chandak. I with the interaction with your head, Dr. Khatib, he insisted that I should take some classes on compiler design in this GATE forum, which is under Prerna scheme organized by Anjuman College of Engineering. So uh, it's a good opportunity that I am interacting with some of the students from outside my institute. I am Dr. M.B. Chandak and I am working as a professor and head of computer science engineering department at Sri Ramdev Baba College of Engineering, Nagpur. I have around 23 plus years of teaching experience, some industry experience, and also I do have one book on compiler design. Okay. So it's great to know that all of you are willing to take the GATE exam. This is very good and also very important from your career perspective, because nowadays if you look at the scenario, if you are trying to go for any government job, they will first prefer the students or the faculties who have some GATE score or some GATE rank. Okay. So it's a good opportunity. And in this particular, in the following sessions, like I will be taking few sessions on compiler design. Okay. So let me first just clear some of the points to you. Most of the times, I will also ask you some questions, and you can speak. My language of interaction with you will be English. Uh, if you prefer, I can also talk in Hindi language, but I wish you all understand English language and I will try to speak as simple as possible. We will have a QA session also during our interaction in every lecture. And also, I can ask you to speak sometimes. Okay. That will help you to express the logic or understand the logic. Okay. And if you have any queries or anything which you want to add on, you can just we are all on Google Meeting. You can just raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button in the in the bottom of your screen. If you are joining through mobile, also not an issue. But I wish that whatever time we interact, this interaction must be very useful to you all. Okay, I will cover not only some gate questions. We will cover a lot of gate questions, but at the same time, I will also try to touch upon certain interview questions which the current industry is asking to most of the students. Okay. So I hope, like all of you, will very highly enjoy these sessions, which we are basically joining. I also feel like this is a good time uh, for all of you because you are done with your college assignments, and now most of you are from final year or third year.
Third year, sir.
Third year, very good. And how many of you are from final year? Can you just put the response on the chat? Anybody is there from the final year class? That is from the seventh semester? Okay. One, two, good. This will help me to just put the course in a proper shape. So there are four students presently in final year, fifth also five students. Yeah. Okay. Six. Okay. So there are a good number of students from final year. That's good for me because I understand that you people are basically learning compiler design course in final year. Are you done with compiler design course, or you are presently doing the compiler design course in your final year? Anybody? Yeah. So you're currently studying that compiler designing. I think in your course, it may be language processing or compiler design. Okay. So that is good. Some of you are also from third year. It is good to know that third year students are also participating in this activity, and they want to learn something which will come up later in their next year course. So very nice to meet you all. Very much happy to know that so many students from the institute wants to go for GATE exam. So that's a very encouraging point for any institute. Okay, great. So let us start with our concept, and let us start with what is the curriculum for this particular discussion. So we will be majorly discussing on compiler design contents, and majorly on the topics which are on the board. This is your section 7 of GATE curriculum for computer science paper. And compiler design, normally you will find, like, out of the entire paper, 4 to 6 marks are basically there for this particular course. Okay. So so logically, my idea of actually I will be discussing this whole concept with you in another 6 classes. Like, including this class, I am allotted with 6 different classes. So my idea was to take some topic, slightly explain that topic, and take the questions of that topic, which are probable types of questions which are there in previous gate papers. Okay. For example, if the topic is lexical analysis, okay, what I plan is I will just give you a brief idea about lexical analysis, and then we will discuss some concepts related to how lexical analyzer works, and that is nothing but implementation. And after that, we can think of taking certain questions from the gate paper. So I already have a lot of I have referred good number of gate papers, and I do teach this course in my institute also. So good material is also available with me that will be very useful to you all. Okay. So let us start with what is compiler. So compiler is nothing but it's a software, first of all. Okay. And it will translate the contents of language L1 to language L2. Okay. So nowadays, this is a generic definition of compiler, and in older days, compiler was basically the tool to translate source language to machine language. Okay, so still we have this idea, like source language can be any programming language, and machine language will be the binary language, which is in the form of zeros and ones. So basically, why do we need compiler, or why do we need this translator? It is just because the system architecture on which you execute your program is so designed that it only understands the language of 0 and 1. And as a programmer, you cannot write your program in language of 0 and 1. So as a programmer, you are using the base language as English to design your program, and machine understands the language of 0 and 1. So you need some translator which will translate this whole concept to 0 1. Okay. And nowadays we have some sort of artificial intelligence in the compilers. Okay. So if you look at some of the compilers, for example, if you have used NetBeans, all of you must have heard NetBeans. Okay. So in NetBeans, what happens? Like if you write something like if you write if, what NetBeans will show you a pop-up, and that pop-up is nothing but it is the syntax of if. Okay. So these types of IDs are now available for programmers. So you don't have to remember the syntax of these constructs. Okay. So suppose I use something like I write a for loop, then what some of the IDs will do, they will create a for loop skeleton for me, and I just need to add my logic to the skeleton. So I need not remember that what is the syntax of for loop. Okay. But at the same time, there is good amount of knowledge base required, and that knowledge base is covered in the course called as compiler design. Okay. So that knowledge base is nothing but how lexical analyzer works, how syntax analyzer works, and so on. Okay. So, yes. Yeah. So what is basic idea is we must know or we must understand uh, how a compiler is designed and how compiler works. Okay. So when we are designing anything, the designing should be in the phase wise manner. You cannot simply design anything in one go. So we design compiler in different phases. Okay. And these phases are categorized into two different classes. Okay. One class is related to user side phase and one class is related to system side phase. Okay. Right. I hope you all people from final year know what are the various phases of compiler. Okay. So various phases of compiler are lexical analyzer. Okay. Syntax analyzer. Okay. Then what? Third phase, anybody? Yeah. Then we have third phase as what? One is lexical, two is syntax, three is semantics. Okay, right? Then it will create a intermediate code for you. Okay, that is called as intermediate code generator. Fifth is called as code optimizer, and sixth is called as code generator. So in the semantic phase, we also have the concept of syntax directed translation schemes. Okay, this is called as SGTS. So was first phase is lexical analysis, second phase is syntax analysis, third phase is semantic analysis, fifth is intermediate code generation, fourth is intermediate code generator, code optimizer, and finally the code generator. Okay. So, why we are doing this in the phase wise? Because we want to keep the complexity under control, and uh, if we don't do the design phase wise, the complexity will be very large, and these phases are interconnected with each other. So interconnection means whatever output of lexical analyzer, it will be given to syntax analyzer. Syntax analyzer will the take the input from lexical analyzer. It will give it to the semantic, then code generator, code optimization, and finally code generator. So what is mean by system side and what is mean by user side? It is nothing but if anything is user side, you are talking about UI. Okay, and if anything is system side, you are talking about the system architecture. Okay. So suppose I'm generating the code and my system does not understand certain language. Then in that case, I have to first create a system for that language. For example, you must have heard there is a 8085 architecture or 80386. Now you have Intel. Okay. Okay, Intel what? I3, I5, and so on. So these are all system languages. And if I say, okay, I am writing something in Pascal, or I'm writing something in Java, or I'm writing something in C++. So these are user side. And hence, you need a clear demarcation between this user area and system area. So lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, and semantic analyzer will work on the user domain, and intermediate code generator, code optimization, and finally the code generator will work on the system side. Okay, do remember this. What is any product you design? You design the product with two different approaches and two different components. One is the user side, and one is the system side. So as the compiler also. Okay. So normally when you take the idea of lexical analysis, okay, lexical analysis is nothing but it is a concept of converting the program into tokens. Okay. And the tokens are of two types. One token is basically user defined. Okay. And another type of token is keywords. Okay. So sometimes you get a question on this, like count how many tokens are there in this program. Okay. And then they check whether you really know any type of lexical analyzer. So if you want to see, you can just download the Lex and Yap tool, which works on Linux. Okay. If you have a system with Linux installation, you can always install Lex and Yak, and these tools are basically very interesting and important tools when you learn compiler. Okay, so please do try this. Like you can just try. So if somebody works on Linux and can install Lex and Yak, you will be able to very easily understand how lexical analyzer works. Okay, and there are good amount of tools available. So basic. So suppose I say something like this, like, so how lexical analyzer is important? Like what is the importance of lexical analyzer? Okay, so lexical analyzer will be basically doing the tokenization. Okay, and tokenization is nothing but counting the token. Suppose I write here something like this. Let's say int xyz followed by semicolon. So what lexical analyzer will do, it will take this as token 1, this as token 2, this as token 3, token 4, token 5, token 6, and token 7. So there are total 7 tokens here. Okay. So do remember that every punctuation symbol is also counted as token. Okay. Sometimes I miss something like this ch, and I deliberately put a space character. What I want to write is char, cat. And in that case, this lexical analyzer will take this as one token and this as one token. So what is a separator for token in this example? How the token is identified? Can you write something on the chat window? Which particular symbol is used to identify the token or start of the token? Anybody on the chat window? Suppose I write something like this, x, y followed by z, and there is a space here. So this will become one token and this will become another token. This is called as token 1, token 2. What is the character which we are using to identify the token? Can you tell anybody? Do write on the chat window or unmute and speak. I wish you should interact with me so that it will be a good communication as well as learning experience. Anybody would like to speak? Come on, quick. Don't wait for this. So there are total 34 people in the group right now. It's a good number for the institute if you are appearing for gate. Nobody wants to speak. You have to speak if you're given opportunity. Don't wait for others to take that opportunity. Yes, Sanket, would you like to communicate or talk? Sahil, Manisha, are you there? Or you have just joined and moved out? Am I audible? My voice is coming to you. No idea. Okay, good. But then at least you are responding. That is good. Any other? Yeah, Sanket, are you able to hear me? Okay, that's simple. It's very simple concept. Like as soon as the lexical analyzer see this is a space character in between these two. Okay. So as soon as the lexical analyzer checks the space character, it will be counting the next item as a token. So suppose I want to write char and by mistake I write char space AR, then lexical analyzer will not show any errors. It will say this is token 1 and this is token 2. Okay. Yeah. Everybody got the idea? What is how the tokens are counted? Now it is clear, Manisha. Sanket, are you getting Sahil? Yes, it's clear now. Okay, now let us take one more example. Good, very good. You interact with me, and I can make sure that you get lot of good concepts in this class. Okay. Now what happens there? Most of the times you write something like this, something here, and then you type something here, and then you complete this. Can anybody tell what is this whole? What does it means in programming language? Write on the chat window. Are a very good, excellent answer, Sanket. Comment. Yes, right. These are comments. Very good. Now you must be knowing that comments are basically only for user purpose. Okay, they are not for the any other use because it gives the impression. Suppose I write int I and I write comment here that I is a variable. Okay, then what will happen? Like I will only be able to I will be able to understand that yes, I is a variable. Okay, and if any other person looks into your code, that person also understand that I is a variable. Okay, but when this particular line goes to lexical analyzer, okay, so what lexical analyzer will do, it will take this particular component as an identifier and this particular component as an identifier, and it will just erase everything in between these two. It means that when lexical analyzer will refer this line int I semicolon, okay, it will not treat this part I is a variable. Okay, I mean to say that it will not be able to see this component at all. So this is one beauty of a compiler. any compiler, what every compiler does, it will just remove this whole line and it will convert this into a blank space. So suppose I write here something like this, int x, okay, and then I start writing something like this, x is okay, and then again I close this, and when I write comma y and semicolon, so they ask you whether there is any error in this. Let me come to a new screen for you, just a minute, and also tell me if my screen is further visible to you. I will add few more slides here, just a minute. Yeah, I'm sharing it again. Please check whether it is visible to all. Yes, I think it's visible to all. Let me start. So let us try to answer this question. And on the chat window, please check whether the screen is visible and voice is audible. Okay. So let us take this example, which is very frequent example in GATE exams. Suppose I write int x followed by some comment. X is a variable, okay, followed by again, and then I write here y and followed by semicolon. And what they say is count number of tokens. Okay. So in this case, what will happen at the time you present this whole content to the lexical analyzer, this part will be replaced by blank. Okay. This part will be replaced by what? Blank. So now it will be something like this, int x comma y. Okay. Maybe we can put a comma here. So when you're counting the tokens for such lines, just remember that you don't have to count whatever is in between the slash star and star slash. So number of tokens will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Otherwise, somebody may count it as 6, 7, 8, and so on. So remember that if you are counting for lexical analyzer, the tokens, then the comment statement will be replaced by blank. Okay, right? Another concept is the concept of keywords. Okay, so in keywords, we have very clearly reserved words of the language like if, while, for, and so on. So there is one more interesting question like, can you find out how many tokens are there in this particular statement? Or can you find out how many tokens are there in this particular statement? And so on. So I think most of you know that there are two types of operators. One is the binary operator. Binary operator will take two operands, and another is the unary operator. Unary operator will take one operand. So if I say plus b or if I say minus b, it is a unary operation. And if I say a plus b, it is a binary operation. So when you are counting this token, you have to ensure that what is the next item after the token. Suppose I count the tokens here, it is 1, 2, and 3. But if I count the token here, this will be 1. What is the increment operator in C language? Anybody? Increment operator in C language or decrement operator in C language? Anybody on the chat window? Very good, very good. Increment operator is plus plus. Okay. So, yes, excellent. Very good. Very good, Farhan. Increment is plus plus and decrement is minus minus. Okay. And this simply minus is subtraction, right? So if I say simply like if I say plus plus, this becomes my increment operator, and if I say minus minus, this becomes my decrement operator. What do you mean by x plus equal to, or you must have also heard about some operators where mix operators are available. Have you seen something like this? X plus or equal to. Have you do you know addition assignment operator x plus equal to, or anybody have used it? Yeah. So suppose I write uh, x plus equal to y. What is the long form of this? Anyone on the chat window? Very excellent answer. X equal to x plus y. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I appreciate your knowledge. This is good one. So now, if I am writing x equal to x plus y, and if I am writing x plus equal to y, these two statements are equal, but they are not equal in terms of tokens. Okay, they are not equal in terms of token. Please remember this. Now, this is one token, two, three, four, five. There are total 5 tokens. But in this particular line, x plus equal to y, how many tokens are there? Can anybody tell? X plus equal to y, how many tokens? Sahil, can you just recount it? How many tokens you are able to see x plus equal to y? See, this is very interesting concept. This is what is the language knowledge. Okay, right? Language knowledge. आप लिखते हो ना आप व्हाट्सएप पे लिखते हो LOL, laugh laugh loud, ऐसा कुछ लिखते हो, right? So this is nothing but you understand this language. Similarly, the compiler also understand this language, and compiler will treat this as token 1. Okay, compiler will treat this as token 2 together, and compiler will treat this as token 3. So there are how many tokens here? 3 tokens. How many tokens in this particular box? Anybody? So A is 1 token, plus plus is 1 token, plus is 1 token, and B is 1 token. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 tokens. Yeah, Farhan, are you getting why 4? Because double plus is permitted. Do you have anything in the language which permits triple plus? No, you don't have triple plus. Yes. Very good. You don't have triple plus, but you have double plus. And hence, your compiler or your lexical analyzer understands that, yes, I know this double plus and I will count it as 1 token. As long as it is just as long as if the compiler looks like this, it will take A as the first token. Then it will take plus. It will not count this plus unless it sees what is here. So it will take, if there is a B, it will count this plus as 2. Okay. And it will count this B as 3. But if it takes A plus, okay, so this is 1. Now it sees another plus. So it will not take this as a separate token. It will take it as common token. And then what? B. So this is also three tokens. X plus equal to Y. It will take this as first, this as second, because it is there in the list of your operators. Okay. And then this becomes the third token. So do remember this, that they ask you a lot of times how many tokens are there in this. Can you tell how many tokens are there in this particular A plus minus B? Now you should tell me correctly. Very good, Sai. Okay. No, 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 no. Not three. There. So you don't have any operator which has plus minus in C. You don't have any such operator. Do you have? Please check what operator you are working with. You are working with plus minus. So you don't have anything like that. Only you have either plus plus, you have either plus minus, or you have plus equal to, or you have minus equal to. You do also have double star. You do have mod. Do you have double slash in any particular language? No, you don't have double slash. Okay. So I hope you're getting quick your response on the chat window. Are you getting this whole idea? Understood or not understood? Your response on the chat. Understood? How to basically count the tokens. Understood? Excellent. Excellent. Let us move further. I am putting few more questions for you on this in one of another skill. I have few gate questions already formulated. Okay. Let me come to my gate question topics. So we will be taking some general questions right now, and then we will be taking few questions on also on the lexical analyzer. Okay. So let me share a new screen with you. Okay. And these are all, let me tell you, these are all very interesting concepts. Okay. Sometimes you'll find a lot of questions comes in gate and they have some reference to the previous papers. Is my screen visible? The process of assigning load address to various parts of the program and adjusting the code and data in the program to reflect the assigned address is called as. Anybody on the chat, would you like to answer? What is happening in this question, that you are loading the program in the memory. Okay. So when the program is loaded in the memory, actual address and the actual load address, they will be different. Your program address and your actual memory address will be different. What is this process called as? Whether it is called as assembly, whether it is called as parsing, or whether it is called as relocation, or whether it is called as symbol resolution. Anyone? See, what are you doing is you have one block of program which you want to load in the memory. Okay. क्या कर रहे समझ में आया कि block of program is transferred from your computer screen to memory screen. So definitely क्या हो रहा है? Simple example है कि आप कॉलेज से घर जा रहे हैं तो क्या हो रहा है? असेंबली हो रही, पार्सिंग हो रही, रिलोकेशन हो रहा या सिंबल रिलोकेशन हो रहा, क्या हो रहा है? असेंबली तो नहीं हो रहा है, क्योंकि आप असेंबली मीन्स व्हाट? आप अब कॉलेज जाने के लिए आप बैग जमा कर रहे हैं. हाँ, वेरी गुड. पार्सिंग मीन्स व्हाट? यू आर कन्वर्टिंग समथिंग. पार्स मीन्स कन्वर्ट. So very good, very good. I am getting some answers on the chat from Sanket, Sahil. Option C is correct, exactly. Option C stands for what? Relocation. What is relocation? It is nothing but shifting the code from one location to another. This was from the very old paper of computer science, 2001. Okay, got it? What is relocation is clear. Why it is relocation? Because question says that you are adjusting the code and data, right? That is, you are transferring the contents. Okay, let us take one more. Consider a program P that consists of two modules, M1 and M2, and contained in two different files. Okay, right? M1 contains reference to function defined in M2. The reference will be resolved at what? See, if you have studied system programming, you must have studied assembler, loader, linker, macros, and so on. Now, what is happening is there are two modules, M1 and M2, and now what you want is you want to link. So that's the answer. What you want to do is you want to just refer the M1 in M1. You want to refer what M2. So how you will connect these two? You will connect these two at what? Very good, very good. You will connect these two at link time. Okay. So these are some simple questions, but they are not from the they are not from what we call it as they are not from the logically they are not from the lexical analyzer. Okay, right. Let us take this particular question now. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. Okay, I missed. I got it out. Okay. Yeah, now I am waiting for your answers. How many tokens are there in this particular? So don't count printf as 6 tokens. Print is basically the keyword which your compiler understands and it will take it as a single token. So obviously you can always basically do some uh, just remove the incorrect option. So 3 is not there, 10 is not there. So what is left is 21 and 26. So can you tell me anybody whether it is 21 or whether it is 26? No, no, yeah, Prajakta, good, 21. Or any other answer? Sahil, 21, good. Anybody else? How it is 21? Good, good answer. 21 is correct answer. So let me show you that how it is 21. Let me bring my solution screen here. So look at this. Here, there is a string that is very important component to understand. There is a string which has quotes from this to this. Okay. So print. So you got confused with what I told you. Simple. Printf is the first word, bracket is another word, and there is a string here. Okay. So this you missed. Sahil, are you getting? Very good, very good, very good, very good. So see, 21 you can always count 1, 2, and if you see it is counting to 21. So they are confusing you. They're saying that okay, come on, answer 21. But the actual answer is what? 10. Somebody answered here 10. Naman has answered. That is very good, Naman. 10 was the correct choice because this whole quotes will be treated as what? One character. So print opening bracket followed by string followed by comma followed by symbol I followed by comma. Now look at this. It will treat these two as different symbols and% and I because this and% is a valid operator in C language or C++ language. I closing bracket and again semicolon. So there are 10 different, uh, we can say, tokens in this particular string. Okay, I hope you understood this. What was the takeaway? Takeaway was anything written between the quotes. Hello, world. How many tokens? Anybody?
One.
Very good. One token. No, not four. It is, you don't count those quotes also. Okay, please don't count those quotes also. Once you see the quotes, it will treat it as a start point and it will say, okay, Anjuman. I think, I don't know, but you write Anjuman College. Okay. So again, this will be how many tokens?
One.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Right? I hope you understood the idea. The idea was what idea I told you. If I say very good, plus equal to single token, plus plus single token, but plus minus multiple tokens, plus and minus. Okay. So do remember all these small tricks. They basically take your and if you write anything between these two things, like anything between slash star to star slash, if you write anything in between, it is not counted. It is a blank space. Okay. So this is let me give you few more questions on this so that you understand few more logics. So let me share few more questions. Check whether you have understood. In compiler, keyword of language are recognized during. So definitely it is a lexical analysis of the program. Okay. In the lexical analysis of modern computer language such as Java needs the power of which one of the following machine models in a necessary and sufficient sense. Okay. So you must have heard that there are different machines which identifies the which are basically used for automation. There is a finite state automata. There is a concept of deterministic push down automata or non-deterministic push down automata or Turing machine. So out of all these things, the machine which is more or which is very strong and very capable is called as finite state automata. So if you are trying to design a lexical analyzer for modern programming languages, you must have or you must have a support of finite state automata, FSA, or we also call it as finite state machines, FSM. Okay. So so almost we are done with 1 hour. Look at this. I think you all must have enjoyed this whole concept, and I wish now if you have anything to ask or any query, just raise your hand. I will allow you to speak and we can interact. Okay, so that people can speak in sequence. Have you enjoyed, understood the idea? Quick response on the chat window. Have you understood what was taught in the today's lecture? Yeah, excellent. I'm happy to see your responses and also encouraged, because once I see that you are getting what I'm teaching, I can teach better. Any teacher will require encouragement from the students. So it's good to know that you are getting what is being taught. Excellent. I will stop the recording. If you, I will